Have you ever heard of a train called El Siete, the number 7? It sounds almost legendary, doesn't it? Well, in the Philippines in the 1950s it was, but not for the reasons you might think. This is the story of the Fabrica train crash, one of the most horrific and forgotten disasters in the country's history. Let's travel back in time to September 2nd, 1954. The place is a lush mountainous region near Barangay Fabrica in Negros Occidental. This area was home to the Insular Lumber Company, one of the largest hardwood mills in the world. And moving all that heavy timber required a powerful workhorse, a steam locomotive. Enter El Siete. It was a massive 0660 mallet locomotive, a true beast of the rails, built to haul immense loads of logs down steep mountain tracks. But on this particular day, El Siete wasn't just carrying timber, it was also carrying people. You see, the logging railroad was the main artery connecting the remote lumber camps to the town. It was common practice for the company's employees and their families to hop aboard the empty flatbed cars for a ride. It was just a normal part of life. On this fateful afternoon, over 100 men, women, and children were making their way down the mountain, enjoying the open-air ride, the wind in their hair, probably chatting and laughing, completely unaware of the catastrophe that was about to unfold. The time was around 4:13 p.m. The train, heavily loaded with passengers, began its descent down a notoriously steep section of the track. The massive weight of the train pushed against El Siete, straining its brakes and couplings. And then the unthinkable happened. A loud, sickening crack echoed through the mountains. A coupling failed. 16 of the heavy flat timber cars broke free from the engine and the front of the train. Unchained and uncontrolled, they became a runaway juggernaut. Gravity took over, and the 16 wagons started to accelerate rapidly down the steep grade, hurtling towards the very engine they had just detached from. Down below, the driver of El Siete was likely unaware of the disaster chasing him. He continued to navigate the winding tracks, eventually steering the engine and the few remaining cars onto a high wooden bridge that spanned a deep 100-foot ravine. And that's when the two parts of the same train met again. The runaway wagons, now moving at a terrifying speed, slammed into the back of the locomotive's tender right in the middle of that wooden bridge. The impact was cataclysmic. The sheer force of the collision was like a bomb going off. The wooden bridge, never designed for such a violent shock, splintered and collapsed. The world turned into a nightmare of twisting metal, shattering wood, and human screams. El Siete, the mighty locomotive, along with multiple wagons, plunged into the gorge below. Passengers were thrown from the cars, crushed by the falling wreckage and heavy logs, or swept away by the river at the bottom of the ravine. The scene was one of utter devastation. In the immediate aftermath, chaos reigned. Survivors and rescuers scrambled down the treacherous slopes of the ravine, searching for loved ones amidst the debris. The final toll was heartbreaking. 82 people were confirmed dead, though the true number may have been higher. Entire families were wiped out in an instant. At the time, it was called the worst railway disaster in the history of the Philippines. It was a tragedy born from a combination of immense weight, steep terrain, and a single fatal mechanical failure. Today, the Insular Lumber Company is gone and the railway tracks have long been reclaimed by the jungle. But the story of El Siete and the souls lost on that September afternoon remains a chilling reminder of how quickly a routine journey can turn into an unimaginable tragedy. It's a somber piece of history, buried deep in the mountains of Negros, that deserves to be remembered.